Beep! What is up, ninjas? My name is Sam World, and today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to make trippy/modular tech house style melodies. Now, these kind of melodies will definitely get people going. They will either go like, wow, that is super trippy, I feel like I'm rolling, or I'm on something, while other people might say that it just sucks. You know, it's definitely you like it or you don't like it. Now, in order to make these style of melodies, it's fairly easy. The first way is utilizing the chromatic scale, which is going to be all the keys, no matter what key you're in. So if you're in G minor, you can hit any key from G to high G, the black notes, the white notes. At this point, theory doesn't matter. However, the second way is to utilize this technique I'm about to show you guys, which I find it's a little bit more modular because you can do really interesting stuff with it. Now, we're going to be doing this inside of Ableton, and right now I have this little loop that I've created with the brand new pack coming out this Friday, which is called Deceiver. And this is the way it's going to sound like. So I just got a bass loop going with some drum loop there. Now, essentially, we're going to be doing this inside of Serum, guys, and you're going to see how it works. And as always, you want to support the channel, head over to evilsounds.com. Deceiver is going to be Dirty Chicken Volume 2. I just wanted to call it different and brand it a little bit differently, as it's going to be a little bit more of this Chris Lake, Chris Lorenzo kind of style. But in essence, let's get straight into it, guys. So first thing is, obviously, you need to learn how to open up Serum. And if you don't know how to open it up already, then, you know, go figure that out. Watch a tutorial on how to install Serum and all that good stuff. Once we have it, we're going to have Serum here. Now, you can make Serum bigger, and I recommend that you make it bigger if you're going to be doing this, as you're going to be working majority of the time in your LFO section here. You can switch the wavetables to anything else, but the more sounds you hear in this style are going to be more saw-based, square-based, analog style melodies that you seem to get. Okay, now like I stated, a lot of this is out music theory out the window, and a lot of it is going to be randomizing stuff. So a lot of times if you go in and get a melody going that you like, dope, but you're going to have to put in a little bit of work to get it to where you want it to be. And if it doesn't come out the way you want, take a break, take a breather, go take a shit, you know, go on your phone, Instagram, hit some likes, come back and try again. Okay, so what we're going to do is pretty simple here, guys. I'm just going to get like this little a note in E, as that's what my bass is in, and we're just going to drag it across, so that way we just have a saw sound. Okay, once we have that, it's time to get to work. So LFO 1, we're going to lower it down all the way. We're going to set this to a bar. We're going to set our grid to 16. The reason for that is that we're going to be working with really intricate notes. We want to be precise about this. Now, Alt is going to be your best friend. That's when you hit Alt and click. You're going to be able to pretty much set the note where you want it. When you hold Shift, you're going to essentially open up the squared off menu here. Now, this is going to be your best friend, because in creating these melodies, you're going to want to create this modular style trippy melody. From here, we're going to route this LFO onto the coarse pitch. The reason for that is that Sam is going to skip between notes like A to A sharp to B to C. I almost forgot my alphabet there. But the cool thing about the coarse is that when you don't set it specifically on the note, you can get a little bit off tune, and that's what we want. And if you want to do some really intricate technical things, as I'm going to show you, you can also get that really cool anti-up vibe that they have in their song Concentrate. So what we're going to do here is leave the first note where it's at, and then we're going to go up. You're going to see you're going to get that vibe there. From there, let's just put in some random, and let's just see if we can get it to sound a little bit different here. So we're holding Shift and moving it around. So that first part, I'm going to leave it there just to save time. From here, I'm going to imagine a rhythm in my head, so I'm just going to go here. Let's go here. All right, so we're going to use that one, even though it's not the greatest, but you kind of get the idea there. You're going to be moving stuff around. Once we have this, there are a couple of things we can do. The first one is, let's say you want this to be more of a sustained lead. We're going to lower this level down, bring LFO to here. Now, I hold Alt-click and drag across to copy that. And then from there, I know my rhythm. I'm like, okay, I want this to hit here, 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 here. And I want this to hit here, here, here. Maybe I don't want this to hit, so I can maybe go like so. And this one, no. And then we can do that. So now this is going to sound like... Okay, cool, right? Now, the key thing with this is once you got this modular melody, you really have to make it interesting, like interesting sounding, trippy sounding. So there's a couple of things that you can do with just the basic saw. The first thing is the bandpass. You ever want to get funky? You want to create porno leads? You know, you get a job in the porn industry and you want to be like blah, 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 kind of sounds. The bandpass is going to be the best with a bit of resonation. Also the low pass. But here we're going to go with that bandpass because as you can see, it's like computer-ish, alien-ish, Storm Area 51-ish kind of vibe. So if we play this with this sound, I don't guarantee it's going to sound good because a lot of times when you make these style of melodies, it's better to work a song around it than to put it on a song that you already have. But we're going to do that here and just see how that sounds like. Let's actually go a little bit up, move this to the left so we don't get that clip there. All right, so you can see it's kind of working, but let's move this a bit more to the right. Let's rest. All right, now we're going to EQ this because, again, sometimes you're going to get like some nasty low frequencies in there that we don't really need in the sound. So we're just going to move that down. All right, so we got that little kind of melody. Now, don't leave the video yet because there's a lot more to do. And there's a lot of cool things that we can do from this. Now, the next thing is that, let's say you don't like the way this sounds like, because this is more of like that Chris Lake kind of vibe. However, let's say you want more of a kind of plucky style rhythm. If we hold Alt click, we can definitely do that now. Just go like so. And we're going to get, and now we get the, sounding very familiar for some of you, I'm assuming. You've heard this a lot already. So this is where it's going to get interesting because now we got that. Okay, kind of making sense there. Now, we can also route this to our cutoff, this new shape that we've made so that we get my drift there. The other thing is that you don't have to go crazy with it. You can have a little. Now, let's say in your head you hear this changing over time, which is one thing that you want to do in Tech House. You want to make this more interesting. LFOs, again, is what we're going to want. And we're going to set this to 2 bars, and then we're going to move this cut around. Okay. From there, let's add a bit of delay. And let's add a very slap style of delay. What that means, it's not a delay where it's like, hello, hello, hello. Is it me you're looking for? Not like that. It's going to be more of a delay that's right on. Like it sounds like a little bit like someone's talking to you from another dimension if you put it on a vocal. So you can mess around with those values like so. Okay, you're kind of getting the drift there. You're becoming a pro, G. All right, so now we add distortion. Yeah, maybe we're going a bit too far with that LFO. We're reaching third base, but we aren't meant to. Okay, from here, again, another cool thing I like to do is you can put the same LFO on your fine. Now, one of the things about these sounds, again, is that they are not in tune to the exact, but that's the vibe it kind of gives. Something's wrong, something's trippy, you got some bad pills, you know, you get my... Now, from here, we can add it here just a little bit, and that's good. If you use the chromatic scale way where you're choosing your own notes inside of Ableton, you make a little pluck yourself. This is also a good way to kind of make them sound a little out of key here and there. Okay, now the next cool thing I have for you guys is that, let's say we have that, but we don't really want a pattern like so. What we can do now is we can definitely just say, fuck it. We don't want to have this whole thing playing and just choose specific points where it's playing. Now, in order for this to work, you do have to be in non-trig mode because trig mode is going to make this start from the beginning every time a note hits. We don't want that. We want to set that to off. When we have that in off, this is going to follow exactly the bars you are in. So if this is like a bar long, wherever you hit that note, it's going to be there. So if I decide to go, you know what, let's do this, then I could I can just hit little notes here and there and to get like a little nice pattern. Let's go maybe an octave. And then, and now we have that. So now I can make it into that. The cool thing about this, I can definitely go start moving this up and down in terms of octaves. Let's say here I want this like to go like this. And then maybe a high E. Now this opens up the doors. Okay, so you can kind of see now I can be like, all right, I don't want this. I want this to be shorter. Let's make this shorter here. So again, this is really useful. Another thing we can just do is we can say F this rhythm that we've created. And let's just go with a basic saw down, like so. Put it here, trig it on. You're starting to get really interesting stuff. Let's do 160. And now we can definitely do this where now it's like, you know what, let's just hit this any. Again, this is only going to work with that trig off, because if I set that trig on everything, it's always going to be playing that one note in the beginning. But if I have it up, you can see it just keeps going. So let's say here now I can put some random ass ones if I wanted to. Now, because now I don't have to worry about that rhythm vibe, and we can try and see what happens. So we could. And now we got that. Okay, from here, again, it's all about the sound design, making this thing sound trippy. You can definitely go with a square as well. And this is a add the two man, you know, make your sound from there. The other thing, and this is the last thing I'm going to end this tutorial with, is going to be pretty simple. And that is, if you want something that's just atonal, and that's just a fancy way of saying doesn't have really a key, you can definitely go with a ring mod style of filter or effect here. In essence, what this is going to do is it's just going to apply a bit of ring mod. Very hard to explain to where you will understand it, but it's all about hearing it. Once you hear the ring mod, you know it's a ring mod. So if here you have this modular pattern already going, you can set it to your cutoff. Okay, we can put it there. We don't want to put it in front of the reverb, because you're going to ring mod the reverb as well. It's all about signal flow. But here, there we go. Let's assume you like that, but it's just a bit too rough for you. Then you can always apply the ring mod here in the first filter. That way, we can kind of tame it a bit. You can see what the hell it's doing. It's just destroying that sound, but you can tame it with a definitely with your cutoff here. That way we have the ring mod hitting the sound, but now we have this guy controlling that after effect that the ring mod gives you. But this is the way of creating trippy melodies, creating cool little patterns, guys. You know, I know it's either your people are going to like it or you're going to hate it and go like, Sam, you just taught us how to sound like shit. In that instance, get the fuck out. But you get the idea with this tutorial, guys. You know, it's hard to make this tutorial because, again, it's kind of like some people will like it, some people won't. But it's definitely something cool to do, a different way of doing stuff. The other way, like I stated, would have just been going inside of Ableton's MIDI after you make your sound and just moving this thing around, you know, not really caring about the scale. But, of course, try and maintain it. If you're going to be in E minor, make sure you're hitting that E first, and then from there, just do whatever the hell you want. Try and hit some notes that are in the scale of E minor as well, just to keep that melody. But from there, it's just the way it goes. But that's going to be the end of the tutorial, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. You guys take care, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out, and Friday, Deceiver will be coming out.